programa a seguir é livre para todos os públicos.
Hi, I'm Johnny.
Are you?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Oh, nice to meet you.
And we're on Coldplay All Access Boomerang. We're on Access All Boomerangs.
On Boombox.
In Coldplay. No, that was wrong. We're watching Coldplay. No. Hi, I'm Chris.
And I'm Boombox.
And I'm Coldplay. And we're Johnny. Just because we're not speaking doesn't mean we're not clever. This is our first interview for a long time.
About 6 months.
Yeah. We came on a small tour of Chile, Argentina, Brazil, Mexico in 2007. Yeah, 7. I remember a lot of things, but they're not really appropriate for a television program. You can beep it. Okay, well,
actually,
let me tell you.
We're gonna subtitle it, so we can take care of it.
Okay. So even if we say something fine, you can say something terrible.
Or the opposite.
Or the opposite. Okay. All right. Well, I trust you. We'd never been there before, so we had the best time, and we met the best people, and the language. I don't know, the color. Something just inspired us. And that's why we ended up having a Spanish album title. And
the title "Viva La Vida" comes from a Frida Kahlo painting. We were on tour in South America a few years ago, just before we embarked upon the recording of the album, and it was a magical time for us, and we were all getting along really well. The weather was amazing, the people we met were wonderful, and we found the culture in general to be very colourful, and we drew a lot from that tour and kind of channeled it into the recording process.
Going to South America and specifically Buenos Aires, just a different way of approaching life, and it's a realization that life is short and you might as well just go and enjoy yourself, and that was quite a refreshing attitude for us. When it was cold in England and grey, and we went to South America, and suddenly it was like the world turned upside down, and suddenly it was all sunny and wonderful, and we had an amazing time. It was definitely a big moment.
every time we played in Portugal or Brazil, every time I try and speak the language, it's a disaster. A lot of people leave the room.
Really?
No, not really, but they should. It always makes me feel a little bit silly, but it's good to try, right?
Big, isn't it? It is indeed big.
Recently we've been playing in venues that are either football stadiums or close to football stadiums.
Last time we played Brazil, there was a big game going on between Sao Paulo and... Remember, and Will said, don't mention the football.
Yeah.
So we don't ever
too
mention
Sao Paulo.
soccer on stage. People are too passionate about it.
There's always someone there who hates the team you're talking about.
I'm not a huge football fan, to be honest.
I have a few teams. I'm not faithful to one team.
Johnny and Will, they're the real football crazy members of our band.
I like whoever looks nice.
I come back with boxes full of junk whenever I come back from a tour, and it could be anything. You know, a few years ago I was collecting lots of records, and last year I've been collecting lots of antiques. And I mean, if you see my house, it'll just be floor to see old instruments, you know, keyboards and pianos and broken trumpets, and you know, just all manner of stuff. It's an issue I should probably start addressing fairly soon, I think.
I had a conversation the other day with a politician, and I said, I have to go to the studio now. This was at a dinner party. I have to go to the studio now because I need to go and write a song for this project. It's very important. And he said, well, I have to go to Jerusalem tomorrow and try and solve the peace, the conflict. So I was like, okay, that's more important. He put me in my place. So the answer is no, we can't solve it with music. We can just try and have a good time.
I checked internet this morning, and let me tell you that he
didn't fit.
So you were just as successful in
Well, I don't know if I succeeded either. The song might have been terrible.
What rules do we have? No farting.
No, we have some rules, but they're just rules like be good at music. They're not very complicated.
And I'm always breaking them.
You're you deliberately do bad music.
Yeah.
But I do have something in my head about songwriting up to the age of 33. So we're writing a lot of songs like a little squirrel. Do you have squirrels in Argentina? No. Okay. So...
First time I went to New York, I saw a lot of squirrels, and
What, you really don't have squirrels in Argentina? Are you joking?
No.
What?
in the city we have like dogs, cats, and rats.
Okay, well...
There is no cute small animal like wild and going there. So the first time I get to New York, I saw that, and I don't have that concept. And I just shooting like... It's a problem of...
That's a great story. So if I pretended that the first time I went to America with Johnny, we saw a squirrel and we'd never seen a squirrel. Just like your story.
Exactly.
But will any of your viewers be interested in this? The point was, a squirrel gathers
Nuts.
nuts for the winter. We're writing a lot of songs in preparation for getting old, so that we have some in store.
Nuts.
What animal in Argentina do you have that gathers for the winter and then...
Ants?
Ants? No, that doesn't work. Let's forget this whole story. Forget it. We would have a gardening business.
Will looks good in flat caps. Do you have flat caps in Argentina?
No, he doesn't know what you're talking about.
Well, he looks
This guy
good
doesn't even know what... This guy doesn't even know what a squirrel is.
Boombox All Access with Coldplay will be right back, only on Boomerang.
Now back to Boombox All Access with Coldplay, only on Boomerang.
It means peace and love. Just to welcome anybody that comes in.
Well, basically have stations, really. This is Johnny's area here with all the kind of string and lead type instruments, the rhythm and bass section over here. And this is Chris's area, which has all manner of interesting items from all around the world. We have a zither and a pump organ and many pianos and guitars. A bit of everything, really. Guy's got an oud there, which I believe is from the Middle East. I'm not sure exactly if he's qualified to play it. There you go. No, definitely not. Guy is the best oud player in our band.
How did I become a vegetarian? One day I was eating an onion and I thought, God, this is nice. Or did I? I can't remember.
Johnny, Will and I tend to be here early and leave at a reasonable hour, and Chris tends to come in just as we're leaving and work carry on. So our poor engineers end up having quite a long day.
It wouldn't be the same if they didn't.
No, it wouldn't be the same if they didn't have bags under their eyes.
Tasty flesh. Coffee.
Why? What's that mean? Go for it, go for it. Why are we vegetarian?
I'm not vegetarian.
You're not vegetarian? You used to be vegetarian.
I did, and then I gave up.
Yeah. Why did you stop? And what more interesting is, why did you stop being a vegetarian?
Well, funnily enough, I was on holiday in Japan, and
Good answer.
I was in a place where no one spoke any English. I don't speak any Japanese, and very little English. And I was trying to explain that I didn't eat meat,
In Japanese?
Well, yeah, to the one supposedly English
Okay, I
bit
see.
at the hotel. And I thought she nodded a lot, like she understood. But then the first course came out of the meal, and it was beef. And I ate it, and I really liked it. So at that point, I thought, why was I vegetarian?
One of the big differences between this record and all of the last records were that we had this space that's our own, and everything's always set up, and just makes you feel a lot more free to experiment with different things. And it's set out so we can all just see each other and face each other and be quite relaxed about stuff. But we tend to spend a lot of time in the past in little kind of booths where we couldn't see each other and couldn't communicate. We spend most of our time here. It's a lot of fun. It's like a little boy's playroom, really. Yeah. Set with all of our toys. Thousands of pounds worth of equipment.
I sometimes eat fish, so I'm not really a vegetarian. I don't eat beef because I don't. My honest answer is I only eat things that I think I could kill. So I could kill a squirrel, no problem, but I couldn't kill a cow. I would feel bad. So I feel like when people were hunting, and 10,000 years ago, they had to kill their food. So I always feel like, I'll eat what I would be comfortable to hunt. So, and I don't want to kill a pig. I couldn't do that.
Not a chicken.
Yeah, I could kill a chicken, no problem. I've done it.
Have you? Do you bite its head off?
I did, no. At the moment, my favorite book of inspiration is Don Quixote de la Mancha. And on the last record, the big inspiration was the book, Les Miserables, not the play so much. Well, the play too, I guess, but the book. Life is full of inspiration every day.
I think it's important to read a lot, look at a lot of art, and we bring in lots of books and show each other different stuff, different films.
We go on trips.
Yeah.
We're like any other office in the world. We have outings to get. Oh, they have that in.
Have like Bond.
I'm really basing this on the TV show The Office. We just had a break. What did you do, John?
I did a lot of hanging out with my family.
Is that what you'd be doing if you weren't in the band?
I think I'd probably be trying to get some money.
You'd have to have a job.
Yeah, maybe gardening or...
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
We would have a gardening business.
Yeah, that would be nice, actually.
Yeah.
Me and Johnny always said that we would buy a van and become a local gardening squad and go around and rake up leaves for old ladies.
I think the four of us would have
We'd
a
still
garden.
be working together.
Yeah.
I find it quite therapeutic, yeah.
Will looks good in flat caps. Do you have flat caps in Argentina?
No, he doesn't know what you're talking about.
Well, he looks
This guy
good in
doesn't
them.
even know what. This guy doesn't even know what a squirrel is.
He's never even seen a squirrel before.
Never seen a squirrel. He doesn't know what a flat cap is. Flat cap is a hat that farmers wear in England. In Argentina, I think the farmers wear a sun protecting hat, right?
We don't have hats. It's not
Really?
with
Really?
sun.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's a very difficult time of year in England because there's a lot of leaves that fall down off the trees, in the autumn time. So it's an endless battle trying to keep my garden spotless. Yeah.
You have no hats, all rats.
Rats in hats?
That's a bit like a squirrel. But the point is... What would you be doing if you weren't talking to us? I mean, if you didn't have this job, what job would you be doing?
I can dream.
No, that's not a job. I dream of deserts and I don't know what. What would we be doing? I don't know. We all like gardening.
Yeah.
But we all be singing while we're gardening. Do you see? We can't stop being a band. I'm afraid it's our destiny. Well, this is a crazy question because if I leave something out, then you can make it look like anything I left out, I'm fine with.
We have to list some
We
pretty
have to
horrible
list.
stuff.
So now we have to list every terrible thing in the world.
Boombox, all access with Coldplay. We'll be right back.
Only on Boomerang. Hi, you're watching Boomerang, and this is Boombox All Access with Coldplay. Us.
Me.
Him. And them.
You know, we all have very high standards, and we're all very critical of what we do as individuals, but also as a group. You know, we don't want to be in a situation where we let things go and then it's too late. I tend to be the first one to raise an eyebrow, as it were. I don't know, I'm very rarely right. But
I would say that's doing yourself a
you know,
justice.
just I enjoy the process of
Arguing.
of not arguing, debating.
Our God is our drummer. Am I going to get in trouble with that with the Catholic Church?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I spend probably far too much time on the internet. eBay is very common.
We actually bought our bell on eBay, the bell that we use on stage for the song Viva la Vida. Which is pretty amazing. It was an old school bell that cost us about 300 quid or something like that. And it's
Really?
been...
It cost that much?
No, it's a big old bell. That has been with us at every single show we've played in the last year and a half. So that was probably the most important eBay purchase of our career, I would say.
I was actually wondering what it would be like to say to yourself, okay, I'm not going to use the internet at all for a year, just to see how different my life would be, you know, without it. I might try that.
A year. That's an amazing task.
Most of the email I get is junk mail, and probably it would result in me not buying all these items from eBay that I don't actually need.
My dad still doesn't use his mobile phone. Well, he does have it, but he never doesn't switch it on. Which just says there was no point in having it. Which I respect in many ways. I like the idea of when you make your telephone conversations, you sit down in a nice chair with a nice old phone and call people up.
Literally the last film I saw was American Pie.
Oh, okay.
Very good film.
I also saw a rom-com called In the Name of the Father. Well, this is a crazy question, because if I leave something out, then you can make it look like anything I left out I'm fine with.
We have to list some
We
pretty
have to
horrible
list.
stuff.
So now we have to list every terrible thing in the world.
High up above or down below, when you were too in love to let it show.
You know what I can't? You know what I can't live with? This is a serious answer, I'm afraid. This is not a joke. I can't live with the idea that there are people in jail who shouldn't be in jail. That's what I can't live with. If you ask me really seriously, that there are some people in prison who shouldn't be in prison. They're innocent, or they're in there for the wrong rules. That's the one that thing that makes me more upset than anything. comes from this kid that I knew when I was growing up, who ended up in prison, and I always felt like he shouldn't be there. And and films like In the Name of the Father, or I can't understand how human society can do that. But it can do a lot of things.
And I will try to fix you.
Muchísimas gracias a todo el mundo.
Now, what do you learn from American Pie?
Make sure that when you cook your apple pie, it isn't too hot.
Okay, good point. That's a good thing to learn.
You don't want it.
Right.
So apple pie too hot.
Don't convict innocent people.
Yeah.
That's really the message of Coldplay.